What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. T-Shirt, back with another one. Now, I just got in the mail a couple of samples of Econobrick HTV in white and in black. All right, my good buddy James over at Econo and the Econo team sent me over these samples. I wanted to start using some more specialty vinyls in some of my designs, mainly my own brand merch. Okay, now, specialty vinyl costs a little more, so therefore what, folks? We can, that's right, charge a little more for our garments, for our work, for our time, our energy, our labor. But something that with a little more texture. For example, like this puff, okay? When you run your hand over it, you feel the puff, you know, it has a little more texture, so it adds a little more value to the sweater, all right, to the hoodie. Now, as far as the Brick HTV, I've never used it before, so this is the first time for me, just like it is for you guys if you've never used it before. But however, if you have used Brick HTV, doesn't have to be from Econotransfer, whatever brand Brick HTV that you've used before, make sure you comment below. Let me know how it worked out for you. Did you like it? Did you not like it? So forth and so on. But let's jump into the project. Let's have some fun. Let's get into the Econobrick HTV. All right, so this is your Brick HTV in white. What you're gonna do is you're gonna have the dull side facing upward, if I'm not mistaken. All right, it's my first time using it as well. That's why I'm kind of excited to use it, get used to it, see how it peels, how it presses. So I'm sharing the whole video with you guys. All right, so this is what it looks like. All right, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it is a thicker type of vinyl. Turn it this way. All right, and it has a part that peels, as you can see, like right here. Okay, so we're gonna face this as like I guess you wanna call it your shiny side, and then you have a dull side. All right, so you wanna face your dull side, facing you in your cutter, so facing up. So we're gonna load it up. And we're just gonna do a simple text design here. I'm just doing NYC. Just gonna put NYC on there, nothing crazy. Again, for video purposes. Now, before you start this cut, being that this is a thicker vinyl, you wanna up your pressure. All right, now I'm using a US cutter, SC2 model. So my pressure currently is set at around between 80 and 90, somewhere between 80 and 90. I have it right now set at 87. That's cutting my, what vinyl did I cut last? I don't remember. But whatever vinyl I was cutting last, that's the setting I had it on. So I'm gonna actually boost it up, and I know that how my cutter cuts, so I'm gonna push my pressure up. I'm gonna bring my speed down a little bit, bring it down to about 600 so it'll go cut through. I'm going to increase my pressure quite a bit. So I'm gonna go to 145 first, and let's see how that cuts, if that'll cut all the way through or if we'll have to reset it. But you're gonna definitely have to play with the settings on your cutter when first using this Brick HTV. But once we got it dialed in, then we know for future references what settings need to be done. So let's go ahead and get this cut out. You have our heat press heated up over there. And do the same thing, flip it, mirror the image, and let's get this cut out. Now I'm looking at it and it looks like it went through, but there's only one way to tell. and that's by us peeling it off. All right, so let's just cut off our excess. And you can tell the thickness by even how it cuts. Still cut some more off. Now guys, remember what I said in my last video about saving your scraps. So it's important that you cut as close to the design or your text as possible. Therefore, you're saving on your scrap. See that? Need be, I can make a second one. This is what I'm using, and this is the scrap that's left over. Okay? Instead of just throwing this away now, this will go in my scrap box. All right, so let's peel this away and see if it actually went all the way through. And it didn't. Okay, so that lets us see it didn't go through. So that lets us know that we have to increase the pressure of the blade, bring the blade down more, so increase the pressure of the blade. Now we're gonna go, we had it set to 145 before. We're going to set it to, let's try 175, see how that works. And again, see your scrap, throw your scrap in there. All right, so let's cut it 175 and see what happens. All right, again, let's peel it back. And I wouldn't be surprised if I had to go all the way up to 200. And again, still hasn't came through. It's gonna take a couple of test cuts just to make sure that the blade is actually cutting all the way through. So now I'm going to take this up to 215. So my next option now is to, what I'm gonna have to do, adjust the needle manually on my cutter. Okay, just a little bit. That way the blade comes down a little more and deeper into the cut. All right, so I think we finally got the cut that we needed. Believe it or not, I have my speed set to 400. My pressure is set to 400. All right. I also had to take out, I don't know which one was more effective, but I had to take out my blade out of the cutter and adjust it. So therefore it gives me a deeper cut. So I think I finally was able to dial it in. Being that this is cutting now, I'm going to try to save the excess vinyl. So I have another piece to use. And guys, make sure you check out my video up in the left-hand corner here, showing you how you save money and also make money using your HTV scraps. Not just HTV, but adhesive vinyl or whatever type of vinyls that you use. Kind of want to be efficient with it and stretch every piece that you can. It's coming, it's taking a little time, but it's coming. Okay. Like I said, this is a thick piece of vinyl, probably the thickest, definitely the thickest I've dealt with. But we're getting here. So we're gonna just get this out. Okay. Take off the bottom. Okay. Down. Up. Yeah. And let's see. Okay. All right. All right. Let's put the inside cavity. Good to go. All right, so on my cutter, I know that in order for me to cut Econobrick HTV, I have to have my speed set at a 400, and I have to have my pressure set at 401, or not 401, 400, and my needle adjusted. So now knowing that, I'm gonna have to set this only when I'm doing these projects, but you know what? Can you guys see that? You see those edges? I might have to. I might have to still adjust my blade. But in the meantime, like I said, let's just check this out, see how it presses and how it peels, and we'll go on from there. But let's go over to the heat press and get that bad boy fired up. Econotransfer recommends pressing at 300 degrees for 9 seconds. I'm going to press this. Oh, I have my press set a little too high, so I'm gonna lower it. I'm gonna keep mine at 310. And lower the time. I'll press mine for 10 seconds. All right, and we're gonna press this and we're gonna see how it comes out. All right, so we're at about 310 now. I'm going to press for about 10 seconds. And they said it's a warm peel. Okay, so we'll just see how this. All right, peels, you know, of course, like Econotransfer does. Very easy, very simple. And despite the terrible cut, if you run your hands over it, this actually does have a dope ass feel to it. Don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like a textured, raised textured feel. You run your hands across it. Get a close-up of it there, so you guys can see what that looks like. You can see how the quality, how it's a raised font type of vinyl, which is kind of dope. I definitely like how it feels. It has like a kind of rubbery feel. Definitely feels like a rubber, which is kind of cool. Something different than your usual vinyl or screen print or DTG. Something that adds a little more value to one of your shirts, or to some of your shirts or pieces, hoodies, whatever you're making. But overall, I think it's pretty dope. All right, so I went out and cut out a black piece. Okay, because I had black and white. So the black, for some reason, it's kind of strange, seems to be a little thinner and weeded out so much easier. As you can see, this is the cavity here. It weeded out so much easier. It weeded out so clean that I could possibly even use this as a as a design. What do you guys think? Comment below, what do you think? But yeah, it definitely weeded out a lot easier, a lot cleaner. Here, I'll press it so you guys can take a look to see the outcome. Same settings, 300 degrees, 9 to 10 seconds. Firm pressure. And as I said before, just like all Econotransfer, peeling process is a cinch. Wow. How much better that one came out. Let me bring the camera down so you guys can see. Wow. That came out so much better than the first one, than the white. Look at that. Almost looks like a puff, right? But it's not. It's actually, like I said before, it feels like a rubber texture. And then when you look at it up close, you can see that it's definitely raised. It's not your average HTV vinyl. It's not your, it's not the average plain Jane vinyl. See, so I mean, another way to add some value to your clothes, to your garments, to your merch for your customers, to your clothing brands or whatever it is that you're working on. Like this is really dope. I really like this. Definitely just gonna figure out. Maybe I just need to adjust the pressure a little more just to cover the white when I cut the white. So that way it comes out. See, like even up here, I'm not sure what happened up here, but everything, I don't know if that was part of the peeling, but look at this one. This one came out perfect. See, same area, same design. But overall, guys, I need you guys to comment below. Let me know what you guys think of this Econobrick HTV from Econotransfer. So that's pretty much wraps it up with how to apply the Brick HTV. We had a little difficulties as far as setting the pressure. Not really difficulties, but it's the first time for me using Brick HTV, so my cutter's not set up to cut that thick of a vinyl, so we had to go in and dial it in a little bit, but eventually we got it. All right, now thank you guys for joining with me to watch this process. Like I said, I'm a first timer. I'm sure many of you guys never used this type of vinyl before. So if this video helped you guys out at all, make sure to smash that subscribe button, tap that notification bell, and give this video 2 thumbs up because I make videos like this all the time. So thanks again for watching. It's your boy, Mr. T-Shirt, signing off. Peace.
Situations getting worse.